Okay, I'm just faking. Well, you know what, y'all? Our feature performer tonight is my main apple scrapple, the GGT. So, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome him to the stage so he can do his thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Musician extraordinaire, poet, singer, actor, faker, cowboy. My bad, I didn't make nobody sick. I'm just telling the truth. I know the boy. He's the first person I met when I got up him. GGT on 34th Street. He was drunk, laying on the ground, standing. I'm just kidding. Y'all let him set up. He's gonna do his thing.
Having the strength to overcome the impossible. No life is too short, but ample. In a few days, you might see your name engraved in a stone. Alone, visions of estimated living conditions. The good life, the top contender. A mission of love thy neighbor. No love is higher than God's love. To try it on like a glove. Thinking and thinking of solutions. Preparations of contributions and amusing. My head is staying the click of my heel. Every time feeling homesick. I'm not so I continue my rhymes. Back on track, here we are. We don't need to seek to compete against the truth. So stand on your feet. A mental stage is evidence of power over physical being, but still we devour. A life for the body, but no mind. I can see what I'm made of. Acknowledge the sign of the upbringing. I'm clinging to hope to discover my score. So until then, I cope. One day the kid takes a fall from running up and down the halls. Somewhere in between there's a lesson to be learned. He puts up a fight with all of his might, but something just don't seem right. Maybe if he seeks God, then all of his sins will be burned. For every step you take, there's a gust of wind. For every group, do I have to blend? For every broken heart, I must mend. For every message, never sin. To the greatest I cannot disregard. To the greatest his work ain't hard. To the greatest I go the longest yard. To the greatest we are God. All praises due to the creator of man, woman, and child. The best known, the all-powerful, the giver of gifts, the most merciful. I take mayhem and break it down into an order of peace. Because when it comes to hip-hop, my rhymes won't fleece. Yeah, go get the police and some combat units. In the present tense, this is how I do it. For all of the ones who want to go some way in life, this thing about black or white has no value. Living like a sinner. Turn down that chicken dinner and be a winner. Even if you're a beginner, the road never stops. I face the enemy, busting my chops. But I give props to my pops for being the seed bearer. God bless this microphone in the information era. Through waves of 1 million microphones per second. A day of reckoning is at hand, living off the land of the crooks who put deception in books, keeping their mind, body, and spirit off balance. Are you up for the challenge? The feasibility of options carry over into an abundance of choices with 33 voices. Running off at the same time, but which one do I take heed? It's much at stake. For the ones who wear watches and don't know the time, you better listen to my rhymes. Yeah, conspiracies are real. You better know. Get educated before we all go. How's everybody doing? All right. I'm not used to being on the stage. Let me say a little bit before I continue on, let you know. My show name is GGT, and I got that name when I got in the Army, but before I got there, I started out, born and raised in D.C., graduated Spingarn High School, class of 85. Went to Phelps, grew up in a religious household. My father was a preacher, and so I had to go to church all the time, so you know how that go. I remember at 5 years old, my father bought me a set of drums. Why, I do not know, but he bought me a set of drums. So when I became a teenager, the church got a set of drums. I told him I can play, so I played drums in the church. And so soon I got a job playing the drums for the church, and then they gave me a job to clean up the church on Saturdays. So we had a piano in there, and I did tinkle around on the piano. Now, I'm telling you this because this is my first demo that I ever recorded. I got 2 boom boxes at the time, and I had a song pattern in my head. So I set one boom box in front of the drums, played the beat out. Then I set the boom boxes on top of the piano, and I played the beat back and recorded the other piano onto the other boom box. And I had a drum track and a piano track. So from that moment, I knew I could produce music. And but before that, I was the one who was beating on the tables, beating on the walls, my boys rapping. And I had a buddy named AJ. We used to be on the 70 bus. And I used to beat on the seats that he used to freestyle. He was good. And we used to entertain people. So my history goes back doing that. So moving along, I got into the Army, saved up some money, got some music equipment, had some buddies who can rhyme, but I did a lot of producing back in '87, even though it was makeshift, but I was putting songs together. And my boy was like, so I was over Germany. I was in the military. So my boys, they called me Go-Go Tim. So that's where GGT came from. Right. So, and my boy, but first I used to call me that, but then one day we was making beats, and he said, GGT hooked me up a beat. So that's the first time, and then it just caught on around the burg, so everybody called me that. So around 93, I changed Go-Go Tim to God's Greatest Triumph, because I believe God's greatest triumph is the mind of man, and I am a manifestation of that mind. So now that's been my name since forever, GGT.